That's right.
DJs need love too. Oh, they need love. Yeah, DJs need love too. Yeah, they need love.
That's right,
Yeah,
that's right,
DJs
that's
need
right,
love
that's
too.
right, that's
Yeah,
right.
DJs
Let me do my
need
thing.
love
Check,
too.
check, check. Back with another episode of the DJs Need Love 2 show. I go by the name of DJ Badio. And today, I have a special guest in the building. He go by the name of DJ Rio. What's up, my brother?
What's good, my brother?
My brother's in the building, man. Let me tell you something about DJ Rio, man. I met Rio out here in Atlanta, man, working hard out here in these streets, man, in the club scenes, in the lounge scenes, even on the corporate scene. Boy does his thing, man, especially on the Caribbean side, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure,
so let's get right into it, man. What made you want to start DJing?
Man, honestly, you know, growing up in the islands and stuff, I always had a different variety of music from soca, dancehall. So just growing up, like, you know, family just always playing music, you know, on Sundays, everything. So I just kind of grew up loving music. And then one day I was gifted. I kept saying, man, I want to DJ. But in my mind, I was like, man, I don't know if I could do that. So I was like, you know what? I just kept mentioning it. I was gifted a DJ board, a small SB3, you know, those little starter boards. Yeah. So, man, I started practicing on that. And once I, start picking up on it, I started feeling confident. So I ended up getting booked for my first gig. My first gig, I went home with like $150 on the east side. So man, that really, and tips. So that made me feel like, oh, I could do it. And from there, I just.
That's what's up, man. So what shifted your mind? Like, okay, like I'm already DJing now. I want to be a DJ. Like, what shifted your mind? Like, I can really do this on a weekly, daily basis.
To be honest, getting booked. You know, when you're not getting booked, you kind of But constantly staying busy, getting booked. You know, rocking crowds, people constantly coming up to you. Man, I had such a good time. You know, stuff like that is what really keep you.
So how long have you been actually DJing?
Right now it's probably going on 3 years.
3 years, wow. Yeah. So let me ask you this question, and this is gonna be a tip for the new DJs. In this first 3 years, how much money have you spent on marketing and branding?
Marketing and branding, I would say
roughly. DJs need love too.
Probably a couple thousand, but probably not as much as I should. Yeah. I would probably say I spend more money on equipment more than anything. Yeah.
So let's talk about it. So why is it important to buy the right equipment? Even if you're starting off, why is it important to have the right equipment?
More importantly, man, just sound.
Okay.
And I feel like from my experience, like the better quality equipment, a lot of times, even with boards, it can adapt to any situation.
Right.
Like you have more, you know, input outputs on the board, just different stuff like that will help you adapt to any situation.
Like just in case like a band is there, they can hook up to one
exactly,
of them.
Exactly.
When you had a little small board.
Yeah, you can. You RCA, that's it.
So let me, because I know you, I've seen your journey. When it came to picking a new equipment, like a new DJ board for example, what board did you pick and why?
My first big board was the SRT 1000.
Okay.
That was just a board that I seen that as I was moving around the city, that was a popular board that could, like, pretty much you could take anywhere.
So I remember that time. So after that board, what board did you choose and why? Because a couple boards came out. You know, a lot of people were doing their things, Pioneer, Rain. So what board did you pick?
After the SRT, I went Rev 7.
Went to the Rev.
I went straight to the Rev. Yeah. My main reason for that was I wanted to get the kind of the vinyl feel.
Okay.
You know, like I noticed I was going around, some people had vinyl, some people had the Rain, and I was like, I was playing with it one day. I'm like, man, it's different kind of beat matching, just a different feel. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted that more vinyl feel.
It's the vinyl feel that you wanted.
Yeah.
So have you ever DJed on real vinyl before?
Yeah.
Is that better than? Is it a better feeling than the actually controls that's out that you see every day?
Yeah, it just feel more natural. Like you really feel like you more controlling the song. Stuff like that.
I agree with that. So let me ask you this question on the follow up: is scratching important to you?
Me personally, I like scratching, but I feel like you can over scratch or under scratch. I feel like you got to find a good balance to find a good place to scratch to make it sound good. Yeah.
All right. So this is a question a lot of people in the business is talking about right now. What's the difference between DJing and then entertaining?
DJing, I feel like, is the strict art of putting songs together. Beat matching, that kind of things. But entertaining. That, to me, that's like adding an additional element outside of the music. That's you getting the crowd involved, reading the crowd, understanding what they want,
Yeah.
you know, just giving them those songs that just keep them going. And the
Right.
party, I feel like that adds another level to your DJing, honestly.
I agree with that too. So as a new DJ out here in the streets, you see you everywhere, but how do you continue to learn and grow as a DJ?
Practice.
When do you find time to practice, Rio? Rio just, you know.
Man, in between like your off days,
Yeah.
like what I do typically for me, you know, if I'm doing mainly hip hop clubs for the week,
Yeah.
if when I go to practice, I'm gonna go practice
Okay.
Caribbean music or Afrobeat, something different to keep
Okay.
me sharp. But really, and also just watching a lot of different DJs. Like I pick up a lot of small things from a lot of
That's
different
hard.
DJs.
Yeah, yeah. So how do you scout new music? Do you use like record pools or you in the record pool?
Yeah, I use BPM Supreme.
BPM Supreme.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
shout out to BPM Supreme, yeah.
I use BPM Supreme. Keep
Why
up-
BPM Supreme? There's a lot of them out there right now, but why BPM Supreme?
That's the one that I seen a lot of DJs using that I got quickly familiar with.
Okay.
Clean, you know, you get your cleans, your edits, you know, instrumentals, all that. So it was just easiest for me.
Okay.
But to like continue to find new music, and nowadays, honestly,
Yeah.
TikTok,
Okay.
the TikTok trendy songs.
Yeah.
You can just go on Apple Music and Tidal, and
Yeah.
it'll give you the new suggested tracks. You just got to stay up to date. And also, the biggest thing though I would say is stay active on the DJ scene, because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
music that might not be on Tidal that's
Yeah.
trendy around the city that you might not, know
Right.
about.
I agree with that. So you're a new DJ, you know, like a lot of people will reach out to you, but they would sometimes ask you to try out. How do you approach a tryout as a DJ? Knowing that maybe the owner probably know 4 DJs that he probably has in mind, but you still were invited there and you still want to, participate. How do you approach a tryout as a DJ?
I feel like for a newer DJ, I feel like that's important. I feel like that's a quick way get your foot in the door. Like on their off days, on their slow days, you go in.
Yeah.
Over time, a couple of times you first try it out, like they'll try to finesse a night out of you. But now it's, you go in, you may give them 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And then let them make a decision from there.
Yeah. So do you like a prepared set, or you just just go and just catch a vibe?
I just freestyle. I just ask them what kind of vibe you want to hear. You want
Okay.
to mix it up? You
Yeah.
want to? Is this typically a R&B lounge kind of vibe? Like, what's the vibe? And then just go from there.
So why do people say DJing is a dangerous job?
Oh man, because we're the first one at the club and the last one to leave.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you know when you the last one to leave anywhere,
Yeah.
that's when stuff happens. And typically, another biggest thing is if something does happen in the club, you got $1,000 of equipment that you can't just
That's a fact.
run out the club and leave. So
That's a game fact.
Yeah.
So me and Rio we've been getting money out here in the DJ
A lot of
business,
money.
corporate clubs, whatever. There's so many ways of getting money in this DJ business. Pick 3 ways and tell me why.
I would say, of course, you got your typical clubs, lounges, stuff, and different things like that. Your private events,
So nightlife, 1.
your nightlife,
Okay.
your private events. I feel like DJs don't tap into that enough. I feel like it's a lot of money. Like me and you,
Yeah.
weddings,
Yeah.
birthday parties, baby showers. It's a lot of money there that we miss. And of course, when you do your private events, you charge your price.
Yeah, private events, that's facts.
different things like that. And also, even like streaming.
Okay.
People streaming on Twitch, DJing, you make a YouTube channel, different things like that.
So many ways of getting paid, and that's just 3. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
just 3, right.
So those are your top 3 ways. Like those are the ways you like to really get stay in your lane and get your bread.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. That's what's up. All right, let's get into our flowers segment right now. I want you to give 3 DJs they flowers, bro. You already know how this go, man. Any DJ that inspired you, got you to where you at right now, and that you just want to shout out, let's do it.
First DJ, I have to say DJ Puffy.
DJ Puffy.
I'll probably say he was the first one to do my drop, and I
Okay.
just really study him. He's a GOAT and, Red Bull, champion and all that stuff. So I
Dr.
really
Puffy, yes, sir.
study him. Secondly, when it comes to like scratching and really, freestyling with songs, probably DJ CJ.
DJ CJ, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
My boy from Trinidad.
Trinidad, yeah.
He's cold.
We
Anybody,
gotta get him on the show, man.
Got to.
CJ.
I bet you anybody can vouch for him. He's
Yeah,
tough.
that's facts.
The last DJ, I would probably have to say, probably you. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh.
Not just saying that, just because
DJ
when,
Badio, that's
when
crazy.
I connected with you, we just the networking aspect. I just
Yeah.
tapped in with a lot of more DJs
Yeah.
around the city. That really helped me. You know
I
what I'm saying?
appreciate that, man. That's
Network.
love, man. I
sure.
got flowers, brother. You already know.
For sure.
So let's get right back to it, man. So it's the DJs Need Love 2 show. I got DJ Rio in the building. I do want to shout out our sponsor, American Radio Roswell. I want you to follow him on Instagram right now. And look, If you have a car, it got cloth in it. You know, it's summertime in Atlanta, man. We got leather. They put the leather in. They put sunroof, make it look like a Maybach. They do it all, man. You already know what it is. So tap into American Radio Roswell. You know what it is, all right? All right, let's get back to it, Rio.
So
over the last couple years, the Afro scene has flourished. You know what I'm saying? Has it put reggae music to the side a little bit in, you know, nightlife as far as like dancing and actually the message in the music right now? Because people are really dancing and looking for that Afro. They can't wait to hear that Afro. So has it really put a blanket over reggae music?
That's tricky. It's definitely on top right now, but has it kind of masked it? I would say no, because there's still a big dancehall reggae scene that people still want to hear in their sets.
Yeah.
So I would say no, but it is running the city right now.
Yeah. I definitely agree with it. And I love the Afro scene because you know what they saying now, that hip-hop is dead.
Yeah.
So I think any party starting now is probably when you start playing Afro.
That's when people start to move.
That's when that's going to get them moving a little bit. Would you agree with that? You know what I'm saying?
I definitely agree.
So how would you feel about the you know, there has been no hip hop album #1 for the entire year, and you see what's going on in the club as far as the message and the music. So how do you feel about the hip hop music now as far as what DJs can play to make people feel good?
I feel like that's kind of shocking because if you look at like the Atlanta scene, hip hop is the Atlanta scene. Yeah. So it's kind of surprising to me.
You know, Atlanta is its own world. You know, they say Atlanta's not a real place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's true, yeah.
I do agree with the hip-hop scene in Atlanta is pretty, you know, it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
But then when you step outside, it's like, all right, you know, they really want to hear some music. They really want to hear some like old joint, you know what I'm saying, to get parties started and all that.
That's
you know what I'm
true,
saying? So let me ask you this question. You new DJ, going through the ins and outs of it, have you ever wanted to quit this game?
Nah, not right now, nah. There's times like, you know, when you're overly booked, you get a little burnt.
Yeah.
But to quit, nah.
Let's talk about burnt. Like how does a DJ get burnt out?
Man, you just constantly getting booked, not really getting rest in between your gigs, your legs hurt, you know, your feet hurt, that kind of things. But if you love it, to be honest, you're burnt in between the sets. Because once you get to a next set and you're doing your thing and the crowd is into it, you know, it kind of, you know, wakes you up.
I got a different perception on that. I feel like when you get burnt, it's because if you love DJing, you love DJing.
Right.
Now you're burnt because now, like you said, you're overworked, meaning that it's not fun no more. So that means you didn't probably get paid what you wanted. Your writers wasn't met. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to drive there and then you got to go way over there to park. That's burnt.
Right.
You know, because if you could book me 7 days a week, I would love that. You know, I love the business. But burning me out is making me feel like I'm an employee.
Right, so you're saying like the particulars of the DJ.
The
now,
particulars, you know what I'm saying? Being burnt, you could be booked a lot of times. And like, okay,
sure,
I'm booked from now, and then I got to hurry up and leave this club and go there, you know what I'm saying? So that's my
yeah, you're kind of right about that. I see what you're saying, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's get right back to it. Let's talk about the business of undercutting and DJing. What is undercutting in the game? So let me ask you that question again. All right, so let's get back to it. Let's talk about undercutting in the DJ business. What is undercutting?
Undercutting to me is when, you know, you got maybe some DJs at a particular spot. They got their rate set at this spot. And you come in knowing it's their rate. Yeah. And you go around the manager or promoter, whoever, and basically cut their rate in half just to get in. Just to get in,
Just to get in.
Knowingly knowing what the standard rate is in that spot. Yeah.
That's a true definition of undercutting, man. And why do you not have to undercut, though, Rio? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I hate that's one thing I hate about the DJ game. Yeah. I feel like there's enough spots in Atlanta to build your own lane and set your own price.
Let's talk about that. There's so many places in Atlanta. That's why I asked you, there's so many ways of getting money. Like hotels are going crazy right now. The restaurant business, as far as needing DJs, is going crazy. So if somebody's there, man, tap into that DJ and see what's like, yo, you got an extra day. Anytime you need a day off, like put me in. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a good way of getting in versus telling the owner, well, how much he charging. All right, you know what? I do it for $250. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
These owners be wanting to save $3.
And then they regret it at the end. I've been called back plenty of times over budget.
So when they call you back, how are you handling that? Let's talk about that.
Now I'm going up.
You gotta go up.
Now I'm going
That's
up.
That's how you do this, man.
Yeah.
So Rio, it's a lot of perceptions about the DJ business, all right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, people think, you know, you're getting paid this. People think, you know, all the girls, you know, boom, 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 boom. What's the biggest misconception of a DJ right now?
I feel like the biggest misconception is, I would say, that you just press and play. Like, I feel like the preparation of a good set goes unnoticed.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people don't understand you're spending hours downloading music, creating music,
Yeah.
cueing music.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I just feel like that aspect of it, and just even having the mental to continue to rock a party and read the crowd, I just feel like it's undervalued. Like, I feel like people don't, they just say, oh, DJ, he's set up, he's pressing play, we rocking out.
Why is stems a game changer for the DJ business?
For one, you ain't got to download all the instrumentals and stuff no more, you know. Yeah. And for two, it just, the creativity of it, like it just allows you to just, man, you could do so much with any song now. Any song that you got already downloaded, you can, you know, remix it however you want.
So let's ask this question. You know, it's a lot of, you know, AI's in the business right now. A lot of companies are, you know, coming to the DJs about, you know, making it easy to request songs. How do you feel about that coming into the game?
Well, like basically people coming up and maybe scanning a QR code and
things like that. Yes, a couple companies out now doing their thing with that right now. You know, especially overseas, it's working out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Once it hit the nightclubs and the streets of the, you know, the cities, how you think that's going to be?
I think it might be good.
Okay.
I mean, I think that'll cut out the distraction of breaking the DJ set to hear a song, you know, and all that. I think it'll be good.
Have you ever done a set, doesn't matter what type of party it was, and somebody came and messed up your equipment? Maybe they was drunk, or maybe a kid was
for
spilling.
sure.
Yeah, what happened?
Or like somebody's trying to host and they're like overly, you know, so annoying. Pretty much hitting my fader too hard, you know what I'm saying? Knock the knob off or something like that. Or they might kind of not realizing their cup is hanging over your board and just might spill a little sip or something.
That's a big one.
Yeah, man, that drives me crazy.
Especially like when you crowd the DJ booth, man, people in there with their cups and all that, you know what I mean? Like they smoking, whatever, you know, the ashes hit the board, they go inside the little joint. Man. It's over, man.
It's over with.
Let's give a DJ tip, man. Give the new DJs. Give new DJs a tip right now.
For all my new DJs, one, practice.
Okay.
Continue to practice. See, my biggest thing, I never wanted to go in a club and they could tell you're a new DJ.
Yeah.
Like, that was always my goal at first. Yeah. Like, when I first met you, you was shocked when I told you. You was like, oh, I thought you been here 10, 15 years, you know? Secondly, the biggest thing I would say is seek advice from DJs OGs in the game, and also
mentorship. Yeah,
mentorship, and also the main thing I would say is find your own lane. Like, don't try to be in the biggest clubs as soon as you get out here. Like, find you a spot that you could build at and practice at and work on your MC skills and all that stuff.
DJ Rio, this is my partner. We do a lot of gigs together, like I mentioned earlier. So, in particular, weddings. Let's give the DJs a wedding tip. And let's talk about microphones, right? What microphones do you suggest any DJs to have for a wedding? How many and what kind?
For a wedding, definitely wireless. Because there's been situations where you're thinking the venue's providing the pastor and the bride and groom mics, and that's not the case. Definitely wireless. Definitely can't go cheap on your wireless mics. I think DJ Tay had mentioned, like, definitely some Shure, probably some Shure wireless mics at the bare minimum. Yeah, you know, if you can't afford that, at least get you some couple hundred decent quality wireless mics. And I would say at least maybe to start off at least 2, but as it expands, at least probably up to 4.
Okay, yeah. Right. And so a follow-up question for the weddings, right? So when you book a wedding, do you have anything else to do like that day, like, or do you make that day dedicated to the wedding? And what's your pay structure for that? So how do you set up your invoice for booking a wedding?
Typically, if the wedding's gonna be at least over 5-6 hours, I'm pretty much, depending on the time slot, I'm gonna probably dedicate my day to it. Now, if it's earlier in the day and I got a night gig, then I'll rock that. But typically, if it's in like midday, you kind of want to dedicate it because that's somebody's special day. They putting up a lot of money for it, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, what's the pay structure? Like,
Pay structure?
How do you like mentally go in there? Like, this is how much I'm gonna charge them and why. You ain't got to say a number, but like, how are you going there writing your invoice?
I'm looking at indoor, outdoor.
Mm.
That's a different fee. If you're gonna be outside DJing all day, I would upcharge.
That's big. Yeah.
I'm looking at like you said, are you typically like using my additional equipment like microphones and stuff like that? I might add an upcharge for that. Also, let's see.
Gems right now.
Main thing, host or no host.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna be if they want to make you DJ and read the people's names coming down the aisle and all that stuff, that's definitely upcharge. I put you in on that.
Gems.
And also too, gem for new DJs. If you can find somebody who can host your weddings till you get comfortable with weddings, that's definitely a good thing to do.
Oh yeah.
Because there's been situations where we're DJing outside, we got to move inside, but having an extra person just help. We could move the equipment real quick, set it up, different things.
And that's
like
gems right there.
Yeah.
So Rio, man, I shout you for coming out, man. I know you're a busy DJ, busy schedule, man. Why do DJs need more love, Brody?
Man, DJs need more love because when it comes to having a good time, we're the center of it.
Oh, yeah.
Your wedding is nothing without a DJ.
Facts.
Your club is nothing without a DJ.
Facts.
Your lounge is nothing without a DJ.
Facts.
Man, we just set the vibe for any special occasion. That's why DJs need love.
You know what it is, man. Like I said, I want to shout out to our sponsors, American Radio. I want you to hit the subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you stream your podcast content. This is the DJs Need Love 2 show. DJ Rio, thanks for coming through, brother.
Right, man.
You know what it is. We out.